2 months ago, this was the best Zero Build Loadout. But since then, 2 new guns arrived. Evo Chrome weapons got a buff. Not to mention this thing. And we can even call in a supply drop now. So do we need a new best Zero Build Loadout? Okay, so here is the original best loadout. We have the Hammer AR, the Prime Shotty, Rapid-Fire SMG, Shockwaves, and some kind of shields or heals in the 5th slot. So let's see if the new stuff fits in here, starting with the Cobra DMR. A month ago, the old DMR was swapped out for the Cobra DMR, and I think we all can agree that that was a good move. Yeah, it does less damage, but it has a much faster fire rate, which fits in better with the meta. Fortnite was gradually moving to faster fire rate metas during Chapter 2. We got the Rapid-Fire SMG and all the crazy mythics in the Spy season, the Sideways minigun. At one point, we had both the compact and the high-tier regular SMGs in the loot pool at the same time. They were essentially the same guns. And then Chapter 3 came along.
Oh, my beauty.
We got the MK, the Combat, and the Stinger SMG. Even the shotguns were fast at the beginning.
I said hold it, don't drink.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I know, right? So it makes sense that we get a faster firing DMR too, but can it beat out the Hammer AR?
You want me to put the hammer down?
Most times no, but if your playstyle involves sniping from the balloons this season, the purple or gold Cobra DMR can be fun to use. And pair it up with the dub too. Maybe I should make that in another loadout video. What do you guys think? The problem with the Cobra DMR in the lineup is, of course, what do we take out? Is it the SMG? The Hammer can be a sort of de facto SMG, kinda. Heals or shields? Shockwaves? I guess if your playstyle is more snipe versus close up, Shockwaves are a good one to swap out for the Cobra. One other point that does complicate the situation is, of course, the competition for ammo. The Hammer and Cobra, after all, share the same type. Optimally, the Hammer wins out, but I can see someone swapping it out for the DMR when they're feeling a little squirrely.
It feels pretty good, you guys, okay?
Now, what about the Ranger shotgun? This gun reminds me of the old Combat Shotty, both in that longer barrel, and it does more damage at longer distances than the other shotguns in the pool. There are a lot of 2 to 3 tile fights in Zero Build, so having that minimal damage drop-off is a big help. And if you're good with your accuracy, a quick aim down sights right before you shoot will be extremely effective.
Boom! Headshot!
But that extra damage comes at the cost of having to reload after every shot. I think it's just a little too slow in that regard. If you're a fan of the classic shotgun SMG swap, you need to finish them with one clip because you won't be able to switch back like you can with the Prime or even the Lever. And the headshot multiplier is smaller than the Prime too. So I think for off the drop, a Ranger is nice, but it's not quite optimal for the entire match. Not like the Prime shotgun. I guess one can make the argument that the Prime also needs to be reloaded after the first shot to maintain that spicy 1.5 bonus. It gets applied after headshot damage, by the way, so it really is spicy. What about those Evo Chrome weapon buffs? The damage needed to evolve to the next rarity was reduced a lot, and Epic also put more of the higher rarity versions in the pool as well. So now it is much easier to find a higher rarity than it is to evolve it. It almost makes no sense to even have this mechanic in the game. This is how crafting died in Chapter 2. That and introduced it in the worst season ever in Fortnite.
Oh my god!
I think the best upgrade system we had was the OG version, mats for a better rarity. Higher rarity loot in general is ridiculously easy now. With all the vaults and the return of the reality trees, if you're not heading into endgame with at least all purple weapons, you're kinda screwed. Anyways, I don't see the buffs as something that will make the Evo weapons more optimal. The Burst Assault Rifle still has a ton of kick, and it's easy to burn through your ammo. And don't even get me started on the Evo Chrome shotgun. I don't care if the reticle tightens as the rarity increases, horizontal is kinda dumb. So yeah, like the Ranger, the Evo weapons are decent for off the rip, but they'll not make it in the best Zero Build loadout. And then there is that damn goo gun. It complicates things, especially in Zero where cover can't be rebuilt, of course. By now we all know what that thing can do, and most players are running with one. And sometimes we have to follow the crowd. So I think we have to put the goo gun in the optimal loadout, especially in team modes. You might be able to get away without it in solos, but I'm not so sure about that. I've been running it in place of the shockwaves in solos, but I think you could swap out the SMG for the goo gun as well. So yes, we now have a change to the best build. Now, what about that dial-a-drop? This is an interesting new item. You can call it a supply drop, a health drop, or a vehicle drop, but it still functions as a drop. Everyone else can see it, and it takes its usual slow-ass time getting to the ground unless you shoot it down, because that won't give away your hiding spot. I do think it could be useful late game in Zero Build when a vehicle would be a nice thing to have, or early game for an epic or legendary weapon off rip. If you could pair it up with your reality tree, that would be a great start to a match as far as inventory, but I don't see it being something for an optimal loadout, so yeah, no. There we are, peeps. The new best Zero Build loadout. Hammer, Prime Shotty, Rapid Fire SMG, the Goo Gun, and Health or Shields. I'm Cam Crusher. Thanks for watching, everybody. And here is the original best loadout video if you missed it.